What's going on, everyone? Golden Ticket to History coming to you here from the Orange County Regional History Center in Orlando, Florida, the city beautiful. And we're here because this used to be the Orange County Courthouse. It used to be one of 3 annex buildings, 2 of which no longer exist anymore, but the original annex still exists, still has an original courtroom from the 1920s. And one of the things that claimed the fame of this building was the fact that in 1979, serial killer Ted Bundy had one of his murder trials here that ultimately led to him receiving the death penalty and ultimately being executed here in Florida, up in Stark and Florida State Prison in 1989. One of the interesting things about this building is the fact of the matter is, even though the annex, I believe it was Annex 3, was the one where Bundy's trial took place, doesn't exist anymore, there is still a relic left over from his trial. So when they decided to turn this into a history center, they were going through some of the old stuff. Even though the 2 other annexes had been destroyed, there were still some relics, some remnants left over from the previous buildings. And down in the basement, they found
a table. And
this wasn't just an ordinary table. This table had some significance to it. On the corner, the right corner of this table, there was a name etched into the table. And the name was none other than Ted Bundy. So one of the things is that, can we prove 100% that Ted Bundy did it? Was he bored? Was he sitting there waiting to receive the guilty verdict, receive the sentencing, and he got bored and got a hold of a paper clip and started digging into the table? Maybe. Was it a copycat? Was it another person who was there in trial who knew the significance of this building and wanted to get his 5 seconds of fame? Maybe. Only legends will tell. Only time will tell. So let me know down in the comments below, if you think that, the signature is that, in fact, of Ted Bundy, or if you believe that maybe it's just an imposter trying to get his 10 seconds of claim, or her seconds of claim to fame. We're going to go into the building. We're going to see if we can still get into the courtroom. I've been here about 1.5 years ago, and you could not get to it. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they couldn't effectively clean the area and sanitize it. So instead of taking a chance of it potentially getting some germs and stuff on it, they decided to only allow you to peer in from outside of the courtroom. So I'm really hoping that today I can go inside and actually see the desk and take some videos, some pictures of it, and share with you guys. So if I'm able to do so, I'll take and include it in this video. If not, I'll include some pictures I took a few years ago of the name. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. As always, continue with the history and film. Come along with me. Let's go. Let's go see the check for Ted Bundy. As you can see, we can get a little bit further into the courtroom. Courtroom B. I'm hoping the desk is still here. And it doesn't seem to be. There was a table right here. There's 2 tables. In the corner of the table, there was a little piece of plexi that covered, and that covering had Ted Bundy etched in the side. I will upload a picture showing from a few years ago. See, over there is the jury, where the jury would have sat. The 12 jurors who would ultimately decide the fate of the condemned, or whoever the individual was facing charges, or would find them not guilty. Equal justice and exact justice to all men. It's unfortunate that they took it out, because it was really nice to come in and see. It was right here, and you could see this area right there, you could see it. And when I came about 1.5 years ago, when you couldn't come in, you still could see it. So it must have been a recent change. Maybe they're afraid of people destroying it, or maybe they're afraid of the negative press that would come along with it. Part of the haunted history here is it believes that there is a convict who makes their presence known, and some people believe that it is the late Ted Bundy. I'm assuming it must be just the dull light that are causing the haziness. See there, the benches and everything. For a while, you couldn't come in here because they didn't want you to potentially damage any of the artifacts. Goes back to the old judge chambers. Some different angles. I will include the picture. It's unfortunate they changed at the table. Because last time I came here, the table was still here. So, but Ted Bundy did have a trial here in NX3. Not this exact courtroom, but NX3, which is one of the other buildings very close. It is still the table. Someone took the plexi off. Maybe someone didn't know that it was there, or maybe they were able to prove something, and that's why we're not allowed past it anymore. Right there. Yeah, so right there, Ted Bundy. So right there, yep. This was found down in the basement when they were doing the restorations. Ted Bundy right there. Yes, my assumption is that the inmate would come out of one door, the judge would come out the other, sit there, and then they would walk in front of the jury. Some of the witnesses would sit here. They would come in through these doors up the stairs. The judge would preside there, and then, yeah, so this was not the courtroom where Ted Bundy was at, but that could potentially be his handwriting. Yes, for all you true crime people, Ted Bundy right there.